honorable members, the full meaning of Burkina Faso means strong men and women of integrity. We have His Excellency Brigadier General Bryce Clotaire Oligui Nguema, the President of the Republic of Gabon. After him, we have His Excellency Mamadi Doumbouya, who is the President of Guinea-Conakry. And after him, we have the Prime Minister, Abdoulaye Maïga. He's the Prime Minister of Mali. We also have the Prime Minister of Niger in the person of Mr. Lamine Zain Ali Mahman, and the Prime Minister of Haiti, His Excellency Fritz Alphonse Jean.
Guinée.
Prime Minister Mali, Niger, Prime Minister of Niger. After him is the Prime Minister of Haiti. Bonjour. Bienvenue. After that, we have the Vice President of Equatorial Guinea, the person of His Excellency Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo. The person of Jessica Rose Epel Alupo. We have the Vice President of the Republic of Tanzania, His Excellency Dr. Philip Isdor Impangu. That is rather the Vice President of Tanzania. We also have with us the Vice President of La Côte d'Ivoire.
Greetings from President Museveni.
The person of Chemoko Meiliet Kony. Tanzanite.
She's fine. She sends her regards.
La Côte d'Ivoire.
Thank you, Excellency.
After His Excellency the Vice President of La Côte d'Ivoire, we have the Vice President of Mauritania, His Excellency Mohamed Adihali Khatra.
Congratulations. My father. Congratulations.
The Vice President of Mauritania, we now have the Speaker of Parliament of the Kingdom of Morocco, His Excellency Rashid Talbi Alami. After him is the former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo. Together with his younger brother, the former President of Nigeria, His Excellency Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
Speaker.
Morocco.
I'm Speaker of Morocco.
Yes.
I hope to see you.
Yes. Thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, fantastic. Wonderful. All right. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
After His Excellency Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, we have the former president of Liberia, in the person of Her Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. After her, we have the former president of the Federal Republic of South Africa, in the person of His Excellency Jacob Zuma. We have the former president of Germany, His Excellency Christian Wolff. After Germany, follows the foreign minister of the European Union, Belgium, European Affairs, Foreign Trade, and the Federal Culture Institute. His Excellency Bernard Quintin. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Good to see you, Speaker.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
After the foreign minister of EU, we have the senior minister, His Excellency Jean-Jacques Broya of Congo, Brazzaville.
All the best for your administration.
After Congo, Brazzaville, we have the Minister for Africa, the United Nations, the Commonwealth and Human Rights of United Kingdom. Speaker? Yes. In the person of Lord Collins of Highbury.
That's right. No, thank you. Thank you so much. We have to start working.
After him comes the Minister for Defense of Zimbabwe, Honorable Opa Michinguri Kashiri.
Jean-Jacques.
President Baumia.
So nice to visit before.
Look at you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Congratulations on your recent election.
Thank you. Harriet has been a wonderful ambassador. We're all proud of her. I thought you stayed on ground. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we start work tomorrow.
Yes.
We also have the Minister for Housing, Lands and Maintenance of Barbados, Honorable Dwight Sutherland, Member of Parliament.
You got the invitation, I think, late. I understand. Yes. Thank you. All the
Barbados.
Greetings from Prime Minister.
Yes, sir. It's quite long. I have to cut protocol and go to invite the former Vice President of our great Republic of Ghana, in the person of His Excellency, Dr. Mahmoudou Baumia.
At the end, we invite Modena, and then also maybe Chairman of Council of Elders and the General Secretary. It's a long list.
We now invite the President of the ECOWAS Commission, in the person of His Excellency Dr. Omar Eliu Toure. We have so many special envoys and ministers from Czech, Israel, Spain, China, Japan, Russia. We have the mayor of Los Angeles, United States. And please, you are all invited to follow in this order, the order I just mentioned. Thank you. Czech, Israel, Spain, China, Japan, Russia, Mayor of Los Angeles, Deputy General Secretary of the United Nations, Ms. Amina Mohammed, Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Right Honorable Patricia Scotland, the African Union Commission Chairperson, Special Envoy, His Excellency Wamikele. And we have the Honorary Consul General for Nigeria and Ghana of Belize, Dr. Ifeanyiku Ifede.
Congratulations, Speaker, starting the meeting.
We have the former Prime Minister of Ethiopia, the Secretary General of Climate Vulnerable Forum, Pan-African Parliament, the President himself, His Excellency Chief Fortune Zephania Charbura. We have the African Development Bank. The President of the African Development Bank is here himself. We have the Vice President of the World Bank in charge of Western and Central Africa. Then the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development. the President and Chairman of the Board of Directors, our own Dr. George Ajekum Donko. We have the United Bank for Africa, Chairman of the group, Mr. Tony Elumelu, and we have the Ambassador of Bahamas, yes. We have the President of the Secretary General of the United Nations Office for West Africa and the Sahel, Mr. Leonardo Santos Simao, and the Deputy National Secretary Advisor to Sheikh Khalid bin Ali Al Khalifa of Bahrain. And then the Executive Director of Africa Development Bank Group, and we have the Vice President for Africa International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, Usman Diagana.
For a higher calling.
Having been elected to the high office of President of the Republic of Ghana, do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I will be faithful and true to the Republic of Ghana,
set the country. Speaker Alban Bagbin is on. Let me take you there and we'll wrap up later.
And the minority leaders to come and give an indication as to where we proceed to from here. Please, the majority and the minority leaders.
Right Honorable Speaker, we have exhausted the business on today's order paper. In view of that, I move that this House adjourn to tomorrow at 11 a.m. in the forenoon.
Mr. Speaker, it is the desire of the minority that this House be suspended so we continue to do business in fulfillment of the 24-hour economy. However, if the majority leader so pleases, I shall second his motion for adjournment. Thank you very much.
Honorable members, in view of what your leaders have said, adjourn the House to tomorrow, Wednesday, the 8th of January 2025 at 12 noon. The sitting is accordingly adjourned.
And it's definitely over, Kojo. And sitting adjourned to tomorrow. Inauguration of President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, officially over. Ghana has a new president in the person of the man from Damango, one time an MP for Boli Bamboy, Minister of Communication, then was also a deputy minister, was a vice president, was an ECOWAS chair, was a president at one point, vice president, like I said, and today he's an author as well. And today he's the president of the Republic of Ghana once again, John Dramani Mahama, Ghana's president.
Yeah, he now has 4 years ahead of him with absolutely nothing to lose because he has no desire or even hope of re-election. What will he do with this unique set of circumstances? If it all works out well, it will be to the benefit of a grateful nation. And we certainly hope that that is the outcome. Today, as this historic moment comes to an end, there is a feeling of joy across the nation for those who had hoped for this eventuality. For others who feel a sense of loss, there is also a 4-year period to reflect, regroup, recuperate, and attempt once again to be.
Culture and steady in its pursuit of progress. Today we celebrate a momentous
every citizen to enjoy the fruit of their hard work. And then also it's time to have the Ghanaian dream that he talks about. But as for corruption, he says that it's time for it to be tackled and that they have a commitment to tackling it. He describes it as a covenant, actually, that would be taking place, and that there were 26 actions that will be taking in the next 120 days. And this starts from today. We'll start tracking from today. And then he talks about how he accepts the mantle with honor, and that you create a society where every Ghanaian can dream. As the procession, because this is parliamentary sitting, like we said, so we'll have the Speaker, the President, the Vice President, the Chief Justice, all of them, engage in that procession. And you must acknowledge that we've seen the IGP, and he's the man that has been just close to the days where the Speaker, the President, and the Vice President and the Chief Justice were. He's been on his feet for quite some time.
Yes.
He's been in the shots. If you didn't notice, I think you should pay attention to
the
that.
IGP and the Chief of Defense Staff play the roles of aides de camp on special national ceremonies like this. So the Chief of Defense Staff is aide de camp to the President, and the IGP is aide de camp to the Vice President for such events, which explains their presence on their feet throughout this exercise. You can now see them marching along with their charges as they depart from the location. And this parliamentary session has come to a successful end.
And you had the minority and the majority leaders at least move the motions for the adjournment of this particular sit-in till tomorrow. And I'm sure that we've been capturing the moments as well, photographs taking also as they process out of the place. And we've been hearing from Tinubu on this, and he talks about the fact that the Black Star is rising and rising and rising, like he puts it, and that he's here to work with the president. It does appear that he didn't hide it at all about the friendship that is between himself and the President of the Republic of Ghana, and that Nigeria is offering its full support to Ghana in times like this. However, he talks about tackling the issues about poverty, youth employment, and insurgency that is on the rise in the sub-region, and we must have a commitment to actually tackling these concerns that Tinubu talks about. Tinubu Asiwajo, really, Adenkule Bola Tinubu. Well, he's been speaking. He was the special guest of honor for today. It does appear that it's all coming to an end. The inauguration that we've all been looking forward to for the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama. He is a sit in the 4th Republic of Ghana. We've had about 9 or 8 presidents, including ceremonial ones, and 2 prime ministers in this particular country after Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. But as we speak, we have the sit for the 4th Republic in the person of John Dramani Mahama. He's been there, done that. He's been an MP, vice president. He's been a minister. He's been a president before, and he's a president again today.
Yeah. Well, it's been quite an event. We're so glad that you stayed with us for it. A great way to wrap things up is to remind you of the thoughts that were shared by the new president, John Dramani Mahama, when he called for a reset of mindset. He talked about the contract between himself and the people of Ghana. He said the reset needs faith. So while he works to reset the nation, he calls on people of Ghana for their faith. Faith in citizens, faith in institutions. And he says ultimately, for this to work, we must remember our role in it. He ends with the words, "You are Ghana."
We need to capture this moment where the national anthem shall be played as he stands on the presidential days.
Anthem and the 21 gun salute, as mentioned earlier. All uniform personnel are to salute. Please be seated. The parade commander is marching to ask permission for the inspection of the parade.
Presidential inauguration ceremony, guard honor conduct. Guard mounted by the Ghana Navy. 96 rank and file with the Ghana Navy regimental band in attendance, ready for inspection. Lieutenant Ghana Navy, Kenneth Opoku, report Your Excellency. Aye, Your Excellency.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this morning we have the Navy Regimental Band on parade. It's under the command of Sub-Lieutenant Doris Iboni.
Your Excellency, inspection over. May I have your permission to march off the guard? Aye, Your Excellency.
Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, this marks the end of the inauguration of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama as the President of the Republic of Ghana and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, and the Vice President, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, let's all remain seated as the President takes leave of us. Shall we please be upstanding for the national anthem? All uniformed personnel are entreated to salute.
And it's all over today after that inspection of the Guard of Honor and the national anthem. It brings to a close the inauguration, the swearing in of President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. He now waits with his wife to enter that vehicle. It's not all over for the day. I think there will be some banquets. There will be other things happening later today. The party begins as we speak, without Kojo and I, but of course the party is on, and the president departs. Well, the IGP and the Chief of Defense Staff, like you say, who are ADCs to him for national events like this today, and the salute is on. The vehicle has been closed, and his aide has just entered. It's a Mercedes, is it? Yes, with a Ghana flag in front, and the horsemen and women accompanying that vehicle, leaving the Black Star Square with the red carpet, the green carpet, and the Navy will make up that Guard of Honor, all saluting as he leaves. The Adinkra, the Tumpang, the sounds of that also underway there at the Black Star Square. It was a beautiful ceremony, well-organized ceremony, and I think congratulations in order to all the organizers of this particular event. It's been different, we must say, very different in terms of organization and coordination amongst others. And the President of the Republic and his vice departs the square.
In fact, it's been a memorable day. The ceremony, the styles, the salutes, the symbols, all of these things have come together to make a colorful, picturesque, and absolutely officious event, demonstrating the beginning of a new era. Today, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo goes home, once again a regular citizen, with the responsibilities of state taken off his shoulder, placed onto the experienced shoulders of the next president of the Republic of Ghana. John Dramani Mahama has taken over the baton, and as a nation, we have no choice but to cheer him on, because his success means our success. Of course, you can rely on us in the media, the Fourth Estate, to play our role and continue to keep our eyes open and watch for you as we continue to play our role as the watchdogs of society and ensure that the promises made to you are fulfilled. We'll continue this for the next 4 years, diligently and faithfully, as we have done up until now. But we are so grateful to you for staying with us for this important day. And as the curtains are drawn on this event, we say once again a thank you for your company. And as the procession makes its way away from the Black Star Square, making its way around the Independence roundabout, the president's vehicle still under the guard of the horsemen and women who are keeping very close tabs on the vehicle as it rejoins the procession. You can see from the aerial shots here, the very well-trained horsemen and women are making their way away from the procession so that the vehicle can rejoin the dispatch team that will then take it to its destination. You can see the serene images of the drone as it shows you how things are coming to a conclusion at the Black Star Square. All the dignitaries now patiently waiting for their vehicles to pick them up in turn. The protocol team working overtime to ensure that this thing happens like clockwork, in order, so that these visiting dignitaries are not made to sit around and wait in the sun longer than they have to. It's a very well-oiled machine that we're seeing at work at the Black Star Square today.
And it was almost like an AU conference today, or is it? Yes, or a UN conference, I should say, because we had representatives from almost every country, at least in Africa. We are still trying to figure out which country in Africa was not represented today at the Black Star Square. And we've had a number of them all coming through, from presidents, vice presidents, prime ministers, envoys, ministers, amongst others, all making their way to be part of this historic moment with our special guest of honor, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu. They're sending us well wishes and making the promise of Nigeria being with us all the way through it. At least they are brothers in everything, but we win the fight. We win all the competitions when it comes to food, to football, amongst others. But of course, they remain our key brothers and partners in all this. And he talks about how we are the Black Star and how we keep rising and rising. And this is another day that we've shown that indeed we are the Black Star that keep rising. And there's a call for unity. There's a call for inclusivity. There's a call for accountability. And of course, there's a call for innovation and hard work. And to the business community, the president of the Republic of Ghana says that Ghana is open for business again. And we can see MPs, all the dignitaries now making their way out of the Black Star Square, and we're told that there are other events that are lined up for today as part of the celebration of the inauguration of President John Dramani Mahama. I almost lived there, you know. Yeah, we'll get used to it. And he's made that comeback in style. And the Nyamidia, the Sankofa, the Jinyame, and the Drinemin being his guide. I think I would like to go on the ground and interact with our colleagues who are on the ground. They've been interacting with the dignitaries, they've been interacting with party supporters at the Black Star Square. Presidential Affairs Correspondent and Maxwell Agbagba is on the ground. He will join us shortly to get some reactions on the ground as to how this event actually went and what the impressions are of those who attended, amongst others. And then also my colleague James Aveji and of course the digital team are all on the ground. Kweku Asante, Parliamentary Affairs Correspondent, also on the ground for us, all covering all the angles for us to let us know what people are saying and how people are reacting. And of course, Kweku Asante is currently interacting with the former Minority Leader of Parliament, Haruna Idrissa. Let's catch it. Correspondent will be bringing us that interview shortly, and we've been bringing you all the angles, the coverage of this inauguration and swearing in of President John Dramani Mahama, and we've had all the dignitaries pay their homage to him after that swearing in. And you've been talking about the children. Well, we'll talk about it. Let's get to the grounds now for that reaction.
constitutional, administrative and legal reforms in order to strengthen Ghana's institution, and he's given fidelity to his promise to run a 24-hour economy. I should think that he should grant some strategic incentives to some major industrialists into the manufacturing sector who can employ 1,000 to 2,000 people, whether in Ashanti or Bono or Northern Region or Upper West. Then they can give life to the public sector reforms that will respond to that need. I'm encouraged by his own word that he does not take the votes of Ghanaians for granted, and he says that he shared this platform before and he would want to be remembered for doing something different. Parliament is currently sitting here. Ordinarily, where you are granting this interview is wrong, because this Parliament sitting, we are still following proceedings as the Speaker directs them. So this would be our prayer, and Ghanaians should pray for a John Mahama success, as his success will reflect an improvement in the quality of life of the Ghanaian. My pleasure.
Haruna Idrisu, the MP for Tamale South, Ablekuma South MP also seated here. Thank you very much for all of you for coming, and a lot more honorable members of Parliament. This man is said to be the person who may be the next majority leader, although things are not yet firmed up yet. Honorable Mahama Yaga is here. Honorable Mahama Yaga, live on Joy News. John Dramani Mahama has made a commitment to turn the tides, the fortunes of the people. Do you believe, with all the goodwill that have been amassed, John Mahama is up to task to deliver on this mandate?
Well, I mean, the verdict of Ghanaians is that he is the one who can do it. The overwhelming votes that he has received is testimony to that. So let's all support him. We believe that with this level of goodwill shown by our fellow African leaders and the international community and the business community, we should be seeing an outpouring of investments into Ghana. And you see that his speech focused on positioning Ghana as a reliable democratic country that you can invest in. That essentially is the theme of the message that he has just given, that Ghana is a reliable democratic country that you can invest in, because our democracy has been tried and tested and proven to endure and can stand any challenge. And with that, investors know that whether there's a change of government or there's no change of government, their investments are going to be secure. Then the next key thing that he said is that he's going to focus on stabilizing the microeconomic framework. And that will have an impact on the stability of the dollar, on inflation coming down, and then private business can pick up. So we believe that if all these things really happen as we have promised, we will change the fortunes of the people of Ghana.
You'll be shepherding this through the House for him on his behalf. Your name has come up quite strongly as a person who will be the next majority leader. What are you saying to that?
Wait till it happens.
Thank you very much. Honorable Mahama Yaga, they're telling me about the key themes that John Dramani Mahama has spoken about. I'll speak to more and more members of Parliament who are all here. You see the menstrual. Honorable Kofi Adams is here. Menstrual. Well, Avenya Magin said you tell him menstrual, and I'll come to you pretty shortly. But Chief Whip, you've heard the president speak, and he has outlined what his main focus is going to be. Do you recognize also the tough task that is ahead for him to be able to turn the tide and get things running?
Well, I mean, the president has promised to be frontally frank with Ghanaians. And he has already started demonstrating that. I'm sitting here with my colleague, Honorable Jinapo, who is our lead person on energy. You and I know that he kept warning that what we are doing is piling up a lot of challenges there. So maybe when you finish talking to me, you can talk to him. I believe the challenges of our country are not hidden to anybody. The economy is in a very bad shape. We have energy problem, which we are just managing. Unemployment, our infrastructure is very dilapidated. But what we promise is to do whatever we can, whatever is possible, to make sure that we address the needs of the people, especially to create jobs and to create hope for young people. That is what is promised. So as the days come, he will outline the major anchor policies to back those things that he's so passionately, talking about. Yes.
And John Jinapo, recently you have been quoted in the media saying that the energy sector is going to be the biggest challenge for John Dramani Mahama. John Mahama himself has spoken and talked about $3.5 billion in debt. That is an uphill task. Some would say that perhaps the country is going to go into doom so right upon the entry of John Dramani Mahama. What are the assurances that you are going to deal with the energy sector situation?
Well, then I have bad news for you. Just today, the confirmation we are getting is that we have only 5 hours of fuel stock. If you look at heavy fuel oil and distillate fuel, we don't have up to 2 days. And so in 2 days' time, we are likely to run out of fuel. This administration has not ordered any fuel as we speak. And it takes on average 4 weeks for the fuel to arrive and 4 weeks for the fuel to be treated. And so we are in a very serious situation. At the transition, we brought this up. The outgoing administration assured us that they had procured some parcels of fuel. Today, right after President Mahama assumed office, and I served on the transition, my checks indicate that we do not have fuel that can cater for even 2 days. So clearly we have a major problem. And this is an incoming administration. Even if you order the fuel, like I'm telling you, it will take about 8 weeks. So we are in for real trouble.
Thank you very much, John Jinapo. Let me talk to the deputy whips, Menshro, and then I'll come to Honorable Doyo Kujo. Menshro, your both have spoken. Let me talk to Honorable Doyo Kujo. I mean, gender is very particular for you, and you've spoken about it. Nana Jeno Pokwajman has taken the mantle of leadership. What do you think it signifies for women leadership in Ghana?
In fact, today is the most happiest day in my life. In fact, John Dramani Mahama has made me proud. Very, very proud. And the way he has started, I know God is going to help him to sail through and is going to deliver on his promises. Jane in the kitchen to support His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. They are going to do excellent work, and Ghanaians will be happy because the joy that has filled my heart